Now I'd like to go to another build along with Alan Rogers, who owns Fine Creations. And he's building, I think, a magnificent church kit that he manufactures and offers in both HO and O scale. So Alan, welcome.
Thank you, Jim. So I'm going to give you a little talk about, when you're not trained as an engineer and you're designing this stuff, what happens. So by the way, I'm apologizing to Father Ron because he's patiently waiting on a kit from me. And as I've started building what turns out to be my presentation model for the HO scale version, I'm finding some mistakes. And so I'm going to have to reburn the foundation and reburn the window glazing. So Father Ron, it's probably a good thing I didn't send yours out yet because I'd have to send out some replacement parts. But let me go ahead and just share some pictures here just for a second. Let's see. Okay. All right. So what you're looking at here, this is looking down on the model in progress. And that church is cruciform. That's an architectural term that means it's in the shape of a cross. Of course, the bell tower is in the lower left-hand corner. But I wanted you to see the bracing, which is pretty important. And I've got bracing along the bottom of the structure and some areas of the top. So let me go to the next picture here if I can. Let's see, I thought I could. There we go. So it doesn't look very pretty inside, but that's more of a close-up of some of the bracing. Incidentally, I designed my kits in Adobe Illustrator, and it's one thing to take what's going to become your window glazing and superimpose it over an opening in a wall in a software. It looks real good in the software, but I'm starting to learn that as you use the laser cutter, that it cuts out a margin around the material, making the actual finished product smaller than it was in the software. And that's the rub. My windows turned out kind of loose, and that's why I'm going to reburn them, Father Ron. Anyway, that's just a little bit of the inside. And if one of you guys was to build the HO scale version of this church and do interior detailing, my hat's off to you, because I'm telling you, with the bracing that's necessary and you have to hide it somehow, that would be a real project. So here's another shot of it. Incidentally, I have done a real hurry up job on this model because in addition to this part of my life, I ended up playing 2 organ concerts in the last 10 days. And my other musical duties, especially with Christmas approaching and some funerals and weddings that have materialized, I kind of got behind the 8 ball and didn't get this model built as quickly as I would have hoped. And that's why I'm coming up with these problems now that I'm fixing. This is another shot right there. Incidentally, I have some feline friends that think they're helping me right now. So this is the back of the church. And as we discussed last week, I mentioned my technique for doing stained glass windows. And you can see just the light from my workbench shining down through those windows, that the effect is really quite nice the way I do them. This is another shot. So, and this is the front of the church. And next week, we're going to talk about putting on the roof and the crosses and the other 3D printed items. So that's pretty much all I have this evening.
Well, and I appreciate it so much. I really do. I think it's going to be a beautiful model once you get it finished.
Thank you.
And again, I love your stained glass window concept. I think that's really unique and different.
Terrific. Thank you so much.